Hello, Tomislav, are you here?
Yes.
Hello.
I'm here. Hello. Hello. How are you?
Welcome. Are you ready to start?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay.
Ready.
Okay. Well, I will
Everything
announce
is set up, so.
Okay, you're ready. Okay, so welcome everyone. Hello to those who have joined us right now, and welcome back to those of you who have been here since this morning. So just a quick reminder that all this is recorded and streamed live on YouTube, and you can watch it later. And if you have any questions, please ask them in the Q&A. We'll follow them and try to answer as best as we can. With us here is Assistant Professor Tomislav Ivanjko from the Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences here in Zagreb, and he will tell us something about digital reference management tools, which we're all more or less familiar with, but it's always good to know something, how to what are the tricks and of the trade and what we can do with them. So Tomislav, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you very much for that introduction. I'm gonna share my presentation. So first, just to see the short, it was gonna be a short presentation. Then we're gonna move on to the demonstration itself. Let me just hide the video panel. Okay, great. So basically, this is the outline of the. Let me just see. Okay, the outline of the workshop. This is the general idea that we will be going with today. In this first part is a short introduction to digital reference management, but I think you are all very familiar with this term. I'm going to just give a few pointers on the best practices and choosing the right software, and then we're going to go into the practical demonstration with Zotero, digital reference software that I'm using, I'm most familiar with, and it's one of the best solutions. Well, it's one of the top used solutions for digital reference management. So we'll try to do that in around an hour 15 minutes, and then we'll have half an hour or 15-20 minutes for comments, questions, and everything that maybe we should discuss more or explain. So my idea is that I'm going to start basically with installation of the program, downloading it from I'm going to screen share my desktop so you can see everything I'm doing. And the idea is to just write down anything that you would like me to do again if I've gone too fast over some things and you're interested in them. And you can maybe even follow along on your computer if you want to do it like that, or just follow me when I'm doing the presentation. So basically, digital reference management, citation management, bibliographic management is basically the things that we always have to do when we are preparing a paper, especially if you are preparing your dissertation or something like that, then gathering those sources, organizing them, creating a bibliography, trying to find things from the theoretical papers, trying to find research papers, trying to find different methodologies, hypotheses, and everything that you need to in order to get your article or paper or your dissertation better and better. You can do this manually, so you can just make folders on your computer and then just use those folders and say, okay, these are the books, these are the articles, these are the theoretical frameworks, and so on and so on. You can use an Excel spreadsheet. So all these things can be used for tracking your literature surveys and literature reviews. But I strongly recommend that you use one of the digital reference management software, because it's very easy to streamline everything, and once it needs a little bit of work when you have to put in some work to describe the actual source that you are putting into the software, and most of them is basically done automatically. But after that, if you have everything right, then citing and creating bibliographies and all those wonderful things that we are spending a lot of time after we write the article itself or write the dissertation itself, to take those 20, 30, or maybe 100 bibliographic references and try to put them all in one style or how it, and of course every every scientific publication wants from us different kind of citation style. So it is good to have something in a database, in a software like this, and then you can automatically do it. So I'm going to show you how to do that in this choose Zotero solution. So if you want to see some of the other reference management tools, there are also some very good. Some are paid, some are also open source. I choose Zotero because I'm using it for a long time, and I've already done some training on it. So and basically it does everything that I think you need, and it's an open source solution. Only thing that you could pay extra is for the additional online storage. I think it's 300 megabytes is free, and then everything you have a simple plan for more online storage. You have a lot of documents and so on, but I have a lot of documents stored in it, and I never needed more than 300 megabytes of storage, because you're basically storing only text documents, web pages, PDFs, and so on. So there's a lot of room in this free version. The other maybe notable digital reference management tools are Mendeley, RefWorks, and Notebooks. There's one new paper pile that I've seen that a lot of people are recommending. So these are all some things that you should kind of take into consideration. And this next, we're going to try to see what are the key questions when you want to select the right reference management software. So maybe if you are unsure which software you should use, these are maybe some of the questions that can help you select the right software. So the ease of use, of course, do I like the interface? Is it intuitive? Do I easily find the functions that I'm looking for? So when you maybe could try out a couple of different tools, and then sort of do the exploration of the interface, try to import some stuff, try to create a bibliography, and so on, and see if this ease of use and usability is something that you like. Of course, the operating system. What software do you have? What operating system do you have? Do you have a Mac? Do you have Windows? Do you maybe have Linux? Do you need an online version? Does it support some kind of external programs? I'm going to show with Zotero how you can integrate it with Microsoft Word. And this is a simple and a good way to streamline sort of this writing a paper in Microsoft Word or in LibreOffice or some kind of different office environment, and then using Zotero as a sort of a third-party add-on that can help you create references, in-text references, citations, and the bibliography in the end of the article. And does it have a mobile version, a mobile app? Could it help you? On this, I'm going to show you all these things with Zotero. It basically answers, well, at least for me, or yes on all these questions. Then, of course, is the support. Are there any training courses? Are there any video instructions? Are there any user guides and so on, training materials? What's the support? Do they have any forums? Can you call someone? What's the support state of the platform itself? And of course, the costs, right? So the costs, is it is the cost benefit maybe better to actually pay for something and then have a dedicated IT support, have a dedicated IT hotline, and so on, or to use some kind of an open source solution that then again needs more involvement from your part to search the questions on the forum maybe, or to ask some kind of problems that you have, describe them, and so on and so on. So does it rely on a sort of a community, or does it rely on a company that's providing the support itself? And of course, where do you work and how do you plan to use the software on the platform? So do you want to synchronize everything with all the different computers that you use? You can maybe have one computer at work, maybe one computer at home, and maybe even a laptop, an iPad, some kind of tablet, a mobile phone, and so on, and you want to sync everything to all these devices. So that's also a very important part. And then again, the permissions to install software on the computers. Sometimes when you are using the software on maybe computers at work, maybe you're not the administrator, you're just the user, just a normal user, and you don't have the permissions. So this is also something that you should think about when choosing the right software. And of course, what do your collaborators or colleagues use? Maybe because it's easier, maybe to, if you are working, you're going to show how you can create a group, and Zotero also supports creating groups, so you can have different members adding to the same collection, describing the same collection, and so on and so on. So it's also a good maybe way to work on different projects that need maybe a vast amount of bibliography or records, or do a sort of a literature survey with the different people, and you can you can all be a member of the same group, and then edit, add, and organize the same collection. So that is also something that is that you should have in mind. And maybe the most important thing in the end is, what are the features? So what can you do with the software itself? What are the searching capabilities? Can you edit PDFs? Can you manage citations? Can you what are the automatic things that the software can do, maybe that will ease your workflow, so you don't have to write everything manually, and so on and so on. So these are maybe the key questions on this first 15 minutes, the key questions that you should think about. And now, why maybe Zotero? I'm using it. I'm in no way connected with the software itself, so I'm just recommending it from my own personal experience. So Zotero can, with its bookmarklet, and it's sort of add-on extension for Chrome and for other different browsers, you can very easily navigate and store it with a single click. So that is very, very convenient. There's a lot of ways you can organize collections within the Zotero interface itself. You can sort them into collections, you can tag them, you can organize them in a sort of a folder, hierarchical tree structure, and you can do all sorts of things with them, and with searching. And you have also, I'm going to show everything that I think it's maybe important on this introductory level. One of the great things is to create saved searches. So you create a saved search that's basically, let's say it says, saved search says to show you only the items from the last 7 days, and then you can and it automatically updates. So every time you click on that search, it will show you, okay, these are the items from the last 7 days that someone has added maybe to your group, or you have added to your collection, so you can browse through them very quickly. And of course, the most important thing is, can I automatically import documents and then create citations, create in-text citations, create a list of references, and so on, and what style guides and what citation styles are supported. So Zotero has a really a big number of different style support. So I'm going to show that also. It has a sync capability, so you can sync your data across the different devices, and everything is pretty much seamlessly up to date. It has also a web application, but it's basically a standalone. It's a standalone software that you have to install on your computer, and then it syncs to the web interface. And there, through the web interface, there you can adjust your groups and create groups, and so on and so on. It's pretty easy for collaboration. So if you're co-writing a paper, or you're maybe a member of a project, this is it's very simple to create a group, to share from the members to share different publications that they use. And for some, open source is a good thing. For others, open source may not be a good thing. In the scientific academic community, we are always promoting sort of open source ideas, where they are non-profit, but again, as I said, they then rest on the community. And Zotero has a good community, has a number of third-party plugins, and I'm going to show some of them that can really help you let's say add some different and great things to your software via the third-party plugin. So, and of course, you always stay in control of your own data. You can always back up your data. You can always synchronize it and everything else. So this is basically the first just a short introduction about the digital reference software, and the main part is actually me showing you the Zotero demonstration. So I'm gonna now stop this share. I'm gonna share my screen. Okay. Okay. So the first thing, I hope you are seeing my screen. I think it says your screen sharing. The first thing we are going to do is just download just go to their web page. So you just Google it. It's you're just writing Zotero, and you press download. You don't have to do both of these things at right now. You can first download the latest version. This is Zotero 5.0 for Windows. You have the other platforms, so for Mac, Linux, 64-bit, you have the older versions. And here you have plugins. We're going to go to that in the end. So we're going to first download the, it's about 50 megabytes, 41.1 megabytes show the installation and the download. It's a pretty lightweight software, so there's no long installation times. I'm going to just do the standard installation, and we're going to just wait until it installs. It's a simple, of course. You have installed hundreds of programs, so there's nothing out of the ordinary with this. And we're going to press launch Zotero. Here we have. So this is our starting screen. We have 3, or you can say 4 screens. There are 2 views. You can view this layout, standard view or stack view, and you can also uncheck everything you want from here. So the tag selector, this is this one, the item pane, the collections, the items, and the tag selector. So I'm going to stay in the standard view, and I'm going to show everything with the standard view. So here you have my library. My library is a place where you all of your imported publications will go, and then you can create subfolders and so on. But I'm gonna talk about that when we get to the organizing part. So the first thing is you have installed this, and you have to install Zotero Connector. You can click here, and I think also automatically when you install it, automatically it brings you to this page. It opens a Chrome or whatever is the default. And I'm going to install it for Chrome. Just add the Chrome. If you okay, so the Zotero Connector has been added to your Chrome, and you don't have. I'm not going to sync now. And these basically extensions, and here you have the Zotero Connector. So this is where you can see it. So inflection Zotero Connector, and now you have everything pretty much set up for going on the web and trying to import things. So how can you import different publications into your program? So I'm gonna go to the Google Scholar site. Just gonna, and I'm gonna find some paper. So we have, let's say, this paper from let's say we want to okay, we're going to just pin it. So we have now opened this page, and up here you have the different you're going to have different this is what when say that Zotero senses the what type of material is this. So here, if it's like this means that this is the a scientific article. So you just click on it and save to Zotero, and you can save, since we haven't defined any collections, it's going to just save it to your library. And this is it. When we go back, it's here. So what it saves everything that it can from the page that we have taken it from. So he harvests everything and puts it into this. So you can see item type, title, author, abstract, and so on, and everything that he can publish and so on. If also, the good thing is you have a full text PDF, which here you have the link, but you can also look at it and see if you click on the right and see show files, this file is actually in your Zotero storage somewhere. So it's actually on your computer. So if this link stops working from Taylor and Francis online, you can always do it like this. And the snapshot of this page as it was then. So this is basically the main way you're going to use it. You're gonna search different things, and then you're gonna just click this. See here, it has changed the icon, and now it's sort of a little folder. Because if you get into Google Scholar, you can click on this folder right now here, and then it says this says in Croatian, it says book, PDF, and so on. You can actually it parses all these documents, and you can actually say, okay, I want this one, and this one, and then say, okay, I want these three, and he's saving it to your library. So when it's grayed out, it means it's saving. So it's saving the first full text, then it's saving the snapshot, then it's saving the second full text, the snapshot, and the third, it only has a snapshot. It doesn't have a full text of this paper. So you can also, and you go back, what is important that you have to have the standalone program. It has to be opened at the same time that you are doing that on the web. So you have to open Zotero. So then and you can see now we have 4 things in our library. 2 of them are articles and 2 of them are books. So these are the 2 books, and you can do so. This is maybe the most common way you can use it to import the different things. There are also other things that you can do. So you can go here and say add item by identifier. So now it says ISBNs, DOIs, archive IDs, or anything like this. I'm going to try. I do have a book here. I don't know if you see them. It's a Routledge book. I'm going to write the ISBN and see if that would work. 978. So if you have physical copies somewhere in your you can also do it. But there's even a faster way. I'm going to show it when we come to the plugins. 367 3 6 9 5. Here it is. Yeah, and this is the book, Trust and Records in an Open Digital Environment. So you can also add them via, if you have maybe. And what you can do now here, when you have, maybe if you have added the book this way, you can go here on this little and locate it. Let's say you can locate it on Google Scholar. And you can say, okay, now we only have 1 citation. It's not really, okay. Yeah, it's on Taylor and Francis, right? Let's see. Okay, here is it. Yeah. And here you can then press again this button, save it to my library, right? So it saved them to my library. Now you have 2 items that are called Trust and Records. One is the one that we have with the ISBN, and the other one is the one that we have automatically harvested. So you can click with Control on one and the other, click right, and then merge items. And it will merge 2 of these items. It says merge 2 items, merge 2 of these items into 1 item, and they have everything. So in this way, you can maybe reverse the process. If you have some the copies that are in your room, or you have some copies, but there is also, if you're using an iOS, there is an application, sort of a barcode scanner that you can just scan barcodes on the books itself, and then it will automatically add them to your Zotero library. I'm going to show you that in the end. So these are maybe the 3. So how do you add things? So this is how do you add an article? You add a book, and we can also maybe add a page. Let's see. Let's add a PubMet 2021. You see, again, it has changed It has changed the little icon. This icon is now a web page, and we're going to save it just to my library. And with the web pages, it saves only a snapshot. So let's go back, and you see, oh, this is the article book, and this is the web page. So this is something that you can do, and it's very intuitive. And then you can also see how much of the, if you are of course using the databases, if you're using some kind of structured sources from where you are pulling this data, it's gonna pull everything that you need for creating bibliography and for creating citations. Of course, if you are using it only on web pages that maybe don't have abstracts, that don't have titles, that types, dates, and so on, you can always add another, you can always edit all of these fields and add the data on the fields. So we have gone through web pages. Okay. And now also what you can do, one thing you can do, I'm going to just, you can add a PDF. I'm going to just find my, just close this. Resources. So you have some PDFs on your computer. You can just drag them. So you just drag them to your Zotero window, and then here it is. So this is some kind of the state of media list from 2010, but this is not recommended. But what you can do now, again, what we have done there, so you can do here and see. Can we do maybe a Google Scholar search on it? Okay, we find it from Tellerant online. We save this because here is going to pull all the data about this PDF. We'll wait until the snapshot is over. Okay, we go here and we see, okay, we have this one. This is the one we have added. You see, all of the fields are not very, because he tried to, the program, of course, tries to parse the PDF and tries to pull everything that he can from the PDF if it's the description and then the tags and the fields are there. But it's much better. You see, this is the same thing that we have from the this Talent Francis online. So then we can do again, click on one, the other, and just merge these two items. And now we have also the full text from our hard drive, and we have the full description. So this is the general idea how you can do these things, how you can add PDF. So it's when adding PDFs, it's better to go to the, so you're not actually opening a PDF and then pressing the button to harvest it, but you are opening the page with the results. So the page that has all the bibliographic elements and all the bibliographic data about the item itself. One of the other things that you can do, I'm going to just go here to, let's say you want to import, how to quickly import from other databases. Here I have Web of Science core collection. I'm going to just find a topic and say media literacy and search. And I'm going to say only the 30 highly cited papers. Okay, now we have the 30 highly cited papers on media literacy. And we're going to, okay, this is the new version. And we're going to export it as a RIS file or RIS file. We're going to say, give me everything, a full record, and export. And this is our RIS file that is here. And what you can then do, you can go to the file and import. And here says, what do you want to import from? A file, BibTeX, Zotero, RDF, and so on. It has a number of formats that you can use. I have it in my downloads. So this is the saved recs. Copy it into the storage folder. Yes. Replace next. Finish. And now we have all these 30 papers, most cited papers from the I don't know, last 30 days, so I know how they died, but this is the idea. So If you find some papers that you need in Web of Science, current contents, or anything, any similar database, it's better not to go here and say, go here and then add them one by one by using this. You export them into some kind of let's say a RIS file, and then you import them here. So this is a much better streamlined solution if you want to do it like this. So okay, and you see, of course, since it's from a database, everything is filled. So everything is very it has a lot of data, and you didn't have to write anything into these fields because it has all the authors and so on. So basically, the tool Zotero will work best with databases, maybe catalogs or something like that. So if it's pulling of course, the data from a structured environment, it will pull all the data that you need. If it's very unstructured environment, then it will maybe struggle, and you'll have to add more of the descriptions by yourself. So these are maybe the basic ways, the best ways maybe that you could use to add different materials to your library. So this is how you get things into your library. Now we're going to the second part. When you have your library, how are you going to organize it? Because first of all, so if you can do what you can do is create the collections. So let's say we have a collection that we will call, I don't know, we're gonna call PubMet2021, and you can right click on it and say a new sub collection. This is gonna be articles. Let's say we are writing a paper. Just a second, new sub collections, and this is gonna be books. So we are writing maybe a paper for PubMet2021. We have articles, we have books. We want to organize it like this, and we're going to just say these, I don't know, 5. You just with Shift, you just say which one do you want, and just drag them to the articles section. And now they are here, but they haven't moved from the My Library collection. That is important. So My Library collection you always double things. So My Library collection is all the one article can be in more collections. So all the articles are in this top collection, My Library. But then here they're also here. So we can also go here and see, okay, we have these 3 books, 2, 3, and we're gonna just, okay, these are my books. So now I have 3 books and I have 4 articles. So you can see you can do this for all sorts of material. So this is basically mirroring something that you would that you're basically probably doing when you are doing some kind of research. You are creating folders, subfolders, and then putting the research there. But this is much better because everything is automatically here. It automatically backups. You have the syncing options and everything, and you can do all these things, but in a much more automated and streamlined way. So this is basically you create the collection. After you create the collection, every article in the collection, you can add different things about the article. So this is the info page, which is everything that is automatically harvested. You can, of course, edit this, add series title, journal abbreviation, and so on and so on and so on. So all these things, if you want, you can add different things in. You can add notes. So notes are basically this is important paper or something like that. So just short notes on the so you have, this is an important paper. It's a short note that goes underneath it. So you have one note. You can add tags. Some of the tags are already automatically assigned, and if you see right here, you can also do this and just, this is the tag window. Here you have all the tags and basically keywords that were automatically created based on the all the papers and all the resources we have imported. And then you can also add your own tags. For example, you can say maybe okay, if you're writing, let's say, a dissertation, then maybe you need to, some of the papers you have a theoretical, let's say, here, have some kind of theory, and this one maybe has a research. Let's say this is a research. This is I don't know, here maybe you have a framework and so on. So, and then you can find these tags here, theory, and then sort only by these tags. So this is the general idea. This is the general idea of how you can basically then let's say again here you can add tags, and then you can also later filter on tags. So you can maybe have tags like to read, to do, or maybe one tag could be PubMet 2021. So again, you can do it like this. The one good also thing, you can right click on a tag and assign a color. So you can say, okay, everything from PubMed will be this color. And when we go back to the My Library and delete all those tags, right? And let's say this one also will have the and if when you wrote the tag once, it auto completes also. So you have this one and maybe this one also, so you can just see. And this is actually a help for you to see, okay, this is a visual indicator that says, okay, these three, I don't have to even refine by this tag. This is my visual indicator that these papers are something that need to be in the PubMed, and they are connected to this project, or they are connected with this and so on. So if you have more projects that you are having here, so you can also say, okay, every time you add a tag, every time you assign this tag, or when you add some kind of publication, add this tag and then mark it with this color, and so we can all see, okay, these are the things that are only connected with that publication, with this project, and so on and so on. So this is again something that can really help you in organizing your collection. So to see, okay, I have some questions. Can someone import more than one publication from? Yeah, I think I've answered on that question, right? You can do it. So you go to Google Scholar, and then you just press the this harvest button. You press it on. Just let me go here. Press this harvest button on the result pages, and it will collect everything. It's the same thing here. Basically, if you press it, you see now we are in the Web of Science core collection. If you press it here, save to Zotero, it will also, if you have more than one paper, it will ask you to get. But sometimes you see it only says 2 papers, and there's actually 30 of them. So it's better to do that method that I've shown earlier, but it's possible. Let me go back. Okay. So you have the collections. Your collections are basically your folders, right, that you are using. You have, so this is how you sort them. Then you have keywords, that is tags. This is the way you actually describe them, right? So you can filter them actually afterwards. And of course, you can always delete a collection. So you can like delete collection. You can delete collections and items. You right click on things and then you delete them and so on. So this is our imported. Okay, we can rename it to, I don't know, boss import. That's it. This is our. And this is my library. Here you have the duplicate items field, which is basically if you are sometimes when maybe you are importing from different databases, there's going to be some same items, right? Because the items going to be in current content, it's going to be in Web of Science, it's going to be in all the Emerald or something, or all the different Scopus of different databases. And here they're going to show here, and then you can merge them together. So if you have doubled items, you can see them here. The unfiled items is the items that are not a part of any of the collections or sub collections, right? So these are just in the my library thing. And bin is if you have deleted something. These are all the when I was importing it earlier. These are all the things that I delete, and you can restore it to library, or you can delete them permanently if you want, right? So after you delete something here, it doesn't go, when you go right click, it says move item to the bin. So, and then you have to go to the bin and then write and see, and then again, delete item once again or delete permanently. And then when you delete permanently, then it will be moved out of your collection entirely. So this is sort of a safety option that you don't delete something by accident. One of the good things that I've said is the saved searches. So now we have 37 items, right? In this view, we have 37 articles. And we can do something sort of a search in my library, search in my collection, and so on. So let's say we are date added, as I said, is in the last, let's say, 5 days, right? And we see do a search and save a search. And we're going to say last 5 days. This is the name of our search. So now, of course, all the items that we have are in the last 9 days, last 5 days, because they're added today. But this could be a good thing. So in 5 days, if I go again here, last 5 days, this is going to be empty, because in 6 days, if I go here, because nothing is added maybe in last 5 days. So maybe if you have a collection that you need to revise always the new things that someone has added to the project or to your things, or you want to see which things that have I added in the last 5 days, then you can do a search, and then this search will always automatically update. So it will automatically update, and here you will only see those of the last 5 days based on the date and the criteria that you have set to them. So that's the general idea, and that's a great thing to do with this. Also with tags, you can also do, if you hold a control, you can also select multiple tags. So it could happen that you have, then just don't press here. It could happen that you have a lot of articles. You have, I don't know, 10,000 articles. So, and you want to just say, okay, I want access to information and information seeking behavior. So, and say, okay, this is the, okay, or you want COVID-19, that I've seen the, yeah, so it's 2 of them. So you can also, with clicking with, if you're holding the control or the command button, you can say, okay, I want more of these tags combined. So you can select tags and combine them to get even better results. So you can color tags, and some of the tags that are set are automatic, right? So if it's imported from the online public catalogs or so on, and there's a keyword or field, something like that, you can also, it's going to automatically basically take those keywords or subject headings and add them as tags. So this is basically the basic way you sort of organize your library and take notes. One of the good things about this, let's say you want to, this is our WOS import, right? And let's say you want to just see. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is to generate some kind of bibliography, citations, and some kind of reports. The first thing I will show is how to create a report, right? So let's say you want to distribute articles as handouts, right? Or you want to have them printed out, and maybe it's easier for you to read them in a quiet place and to read them on your computer. So this is our import that we have. So the 30 most popular most popular articles, most read articles about media literacy. We can say Control A is select everything, and then say generate report from items. And what it will do is will generate a report with this is the title, the authors, abstract, and all these. So authors, tags, and of course the notes. Now this is a note important. I'm missing the notes. So you can do this, and then you can print it out, right? And then you can maybe, if it's easier for you, or you want to have some papers given as handouts to your students or something like that. This is also a good thing that you can do on this. So you take everything, right click and generate report from items, and then it generates the report from the item itself. So you have all these, okay, the preferences here. So this is one thing that you can do. The next thing, of course, which is everybody wants to know how it generates. We have 30 items. We're going to say create bibliography from items. I've selected so, and here then you get all the different styles that you can format the bibliography in. So you have all the most popular styles. You can also click here on manage styles and get additional styles. This is on their page, and then you can search. Let's say you want social science, different styles. It's loading, right? Okay, and now you have all these, let's say writing for the British Journal of Political Science, and you can add it, this British Journal of Political Science, you have added it manually. So that's the general idea. If it's not here, then you can go get additional styles, and then you can maybe try to find it here. If it's not here and you cannot find it, you can always go to the style editor and basically make your own style. And you have to, I mean, it's not very user friendly. You have to edit this XML document here in this window, and then it shows how it's going to be in this window downstairs. So I maybe wouldn't recommend it, but maybe if you are a journal editor and you have to do all these things maybe a lot, and you need a style for your journal or something like that, that is an option that you can do, right? So I'm gonna choose which one? I'm gonna choose the American Psychology PUBMET 7th edition and say okay. Let me just a second. Oh, I had okay, I'm gonna go again. So it's create bibliography. Okay, first I have to set the output mode. So is it the notes or the bibliography? We want the bibliography, and how we want to save it. So we have to copy to clipboard, HTML, RTF, or we want to print it. I'm gonna say this one, and I'm gonna save as RTF. Okay. And then it says I'm gonna save it on my desktop and just see. This is okay, untitled bibliography. And this is how it looks like from all these 37 papers that we have, or 40 papers that we have imported from the Web of Science. So this is the bibliography. Now, of course, you can also integrate this with your word processor. So I'm going to just close this up and go here. Create bibliography, manage styles, and we will have here. Basically, this is not a good way to get to here. It's edit and then preferences. Edit preferences. Let me just. And you go to the site, right? You have. I'm gonna cover the preferences in the end. So for different things, you go to the site tab, and then you go to word processors, and it says the Microsoft Word add-ins is currently installed. I have it installed. You can reinstall it. Installation was successful. If you don't have it installed, it's going to say here that you can install it. And when you install it, I'm going to click OK. When you open your Word, just move this. Yeah, so see, so you're going to get a new ribbon tab, which is called Zotero, right? So basically now, when you are, I'm going to go to my resources. And I'm gonna take this one. This is just a random article. I need some text. I'm gonna just copy here. So let's say that I'm writing a paper, and this is my Yeah, this is my text that I'm writing. Just so it's better. Okay, this is my text that I'm writing, and I want to first here put a citation. So if you go to Zotero, you can see add edit citation. And you see, first you have to select which one of the citations you want. We're going to say with APA, okay. And then you can do it in two ways. First one is it gives you a search window, and then you can search for a reference. I'm going to start with B. There's nothing on B. I don't know which references I have. Okay, I have something in A. Okay, I'm this one, a digital. And you see, it added this Egert et al. 2018. So again, here I can say, okay, I add a new citation. You can find it here, or you can switch to the classic view and pick from the list from your publications. This is maybe if you are, I want to, okay, McGrew, okay, and then, and also, so add citation, I'm going to switch to classic view. And there's an option for multiple sources. So you can say this one, and this one. Say okay, and it cites all the three. And then, of course, when you're all over, so this is how you basically do the in-text citations, right? And then all the in-text citations that you have, they have to be highlighted like this, so they have to be added through this add edit citation. You can do, of course, create a bibliography, and it automatically adds a bibliography of those papers that you have cited in your paper. So this is basically the streamlined process of how you can get Zotero to work with Word and to use Zotero to track your citations and to organize them, organize collections and everything, and then use Word as a text processor with linking and editing citations with it. So, so this is basically the way you could do it. So you have the in-text citations, and then when you added all the in-text citations that you need, you can automatically create a bibliography. So that's how you create a bibliography within Word. Also, the integration is right, as I said. There are edit references, word processor. There are two. So you can Microsoft Office and LibreOffice add-in. There are two. General, and you can say use the classic add-on. Add citation dialog, so it adds only the classic one. So when you want to add a new citation, and you see add citation, it automatically switches you to the classic view. So you don't have the search button. So you can only see here search prefix suffix. So you can also do some searches on the titles itself. You can also add the page if it's needed for the style, and so on and so on. So this is something that is very, I don't know, very easy to do. Very the streamlined process is very quick, and it automates a lot of things that you need. Of course, it all depends on how structured is the data and how good the data in your Zotero is described. So if it's structured is from a database, if it's from a online catalog, then of course it will be all the fields will be full, and the bibliography and the in-text citation will have all the needed elements for using that style as it needed to be. So that's the general idea. So this is now maybe the main thing that Zotero does. So we have shown the three main things. So how to add things into the library itself, right? We have shown how we can organize things in the library itself, and now and how to connect the Zotero the Zotero software with Word or with some other application that can be used to streamline your citing, bibliography, and all these needs that you need by using by using Zotero as an organizing software and organizing tool. So this is the how do you do this? So what's next thing that you maybe can also do is try to use it for create a group, right? I don't have any groups right now, but I can click here and say a new group. When I click on a new group, so it always takes you to the online, so you have to be logged in to Zotero. I'm going to log in to my account. I'm going to name a new group. I'm going to have my test group, and it's going to be private, and create a group. So you create all these private and group and say settings. Okay. Okay, and now I can see my group settings, called my test group. I can choose an image. I can delete my group. So when you use groups, and the idea of groups is to add members. If you go to member settings, here you can update roles. So mine is I'm the owner, and you can invitations. You can send invitations. So separate email addresses or Zotero username with the com. So if you can invite members via the their email and or their Zotero username, and they will be a member of these test groups. Only the owner can, and you can update roles and change roles when you get more members. Now, in order to see that, you don't have it here. You have to sync. So you have to sync with Zotero.org. And you have to in the sync. So it's gonna, if you click here, it's gonna open sync preferences, or you can go here to edit preferences and sync. And you put the same credentials. Sync, okay. Then you sync it. And this is my test group is here. So, and this is so my library is something that only I see, right? And the test group and this is what everybody in the group sees. So I can manage members here. So you can't manage, if you want to manage members and manage groups, if you double click on test group, it's going to automatically bring you to your group if you are logged in. Yeah, right. If you're logged in, you're going to have to log in to the to the website. So this is how you manage your groups. You can go to the group library. You can see if anything is in the group. I don't have anything here, so you know also have, this is the web look of everything. You have my library. This is my library. This is the same as I have in my standalone client. You can have it here. You can add, you can do everything also from here, right? But it's much easier to add it from this extension or from within the Zotero. So this is how it syncs. This is what I was talking about to upgrade storage. I'm going to just see the prices. Okay, so 300 megabytes is what is the current plan, and 2 gigabytes is $20. This is annual prices. 6 is 60, unlimited is 120. So these are the plans, the annual plans that you can do if all these everything that you have stored is you need more space, right? So this is how you test the group. You cannot delete the group from within the Zotero and go here on right and say delete group. You have to go on the web. So you either double click it or you go to Zotero groups, and then go to group settings and click delete group. I'm going to see if this works. I had some problems in deleting the group earlier. And then when you delete the group, it should also automatically, when you sync, of course, delete in your here in your software. I'm going to see it's still working. So basically, this is the way that you, of course, other people will have to also have a Zotero username, log in, install the client, install the everything, and then they can add everything to the collection itself. While it's doing this, we can maybe, I don't know, we are here, so maybe we can go. Let's do Scholar whatever. I'm going to just use media literacy. And as I said, if you want to import more papers on Google Scholar, just click here, and then you select which one do you want, right? And then you say, okay, and you can now say, where do you want to go to my test group, the library, or more? And you can say, okay, I want it here and in articles. You say done. And then it imports it into the subfolder or sub-collection, as they call it, right? When you say new collection, and you can new sub-collection. So they call it collections and sub-collections. Let me see if this. We get troubles. Yes, something's happening, so you cannot delete the group, but never mind. That's not something that's important right now. So these are I think this is what the basic functionalities are. So these are the basic functionalities. This is how you add, edit, and then add and create bibliographies and so on and so on. This is how you have groups. So also you can do, what you can do is use the, I haven't shown that yet. It's the My Publications part. So this is a list of your own work to share it on your profile page on Zotero.org. You can just drag the items, and of course only add work that you have created. So you can also, if you want, have the My Publications folder where you can store all of your publications that you have and so on. Oh yes, I forgot something. So when you want to import something, no, we're going to go through that because it's a plugin. We have to first go to the plugins, right? So this is the My Publications folder that you can also, you have to choose a license and so on and so on. And everything is going to be stored in the Zotero, and on the Zotero.org, you can have your profile, which is something that you can use. You could use, you don't want to use it. It's your preference. But it's also a good thing to have maybe here stored all of your papers that you have written. So you also have them here with all the full papers. So when you have maybe some report that you have to do, you have everything here with all the bibliographical data and so on and so on. So that's also a good thing that you can do, not only for different papers that you collect from other authors, but also for your papers. Let me see. Okay. We could go through the preferences, and then we're going to go to the plugins and so on. So generally what you can do also, so the sync is here. So this is the sync, and you can also unlink your account, and then it would remove the libraries that you have here. So if you cannot sync it, we don't want this. You can export any items in a quick copy format, right? So if you just want to, I'm going to just close this one. Don't save. Go back. You can, just a second. So at preferences, quick copy. Quick copy allows you to quickly export items in a given format, copy into the clipboard, clicking Control Shift C, or just dragging them. So, for example, here you have the preferences of the quick copy. So do it in this style. Do it in this style on this this way, and then you don't have to click right generate report, but you can only, let's say we want to do it from these, and what we can do is just open a Microsoft Word and just drag them here, and it's going to do it automatically. So this is the quick copy. So you just select them and then just drag them wherever you want the bibliography to be created. And these are the quick copy options, right? You go to here to the preferences. So this is going to be in the British Journal of Political Science and so on and so on. Here you say this is the style that I want to use and so on and so on. The citing, you can also, as I said, you have the style editor, you have the style preview, where you can see how that style looks. So I don't know, auto date. I haven't selected any of the styles. And you have the this advanced, which is first the files and folders, which is good if you want to do a backup, right? If you don't want to do a backup of your entire folder, you could use, but they're not recommending it. So you could sort of export all of your items. You have the file and then export library in Zotero RDF, and then export them somewhere, and resources, let's say my library. And then it's here, right? Resources, my library, and these are all the files, right? So you have all the files of all the pages and everything that you that you have exported, right? But this is not actually a preferred way to backup things. Maybe the better things that they recommend in backupping is to go to edit preference. So because if you should backup the whole folder of Zotero with all the files, you go to the default folder is C user Zotero, and you can so show data directory, right? And then you just take this directory and just copy it somewhere, or automatically make a backup of it, and say, or if you have an external backup program, you can say automatically backup this folder every 7 days. So if something happens with the syncing, or there are some problems with the server, you always have everything located here. So you have the storage, you have all the papers here. You can see all the papers are here offline, and you can use them and have them. So that is the preferred way of creating a backup. You go to the data directory and just back up this entire data directory, and then when you want to again import it, you have the import button, and you can Zotero RDF, and you can import it again back into your new, maybe if something has happened, you can import it into the does Zotero provide metrics? I'm going to just I'm looking at the question. So one of the questions is, when I add my publications, does Zotero provide metrics, readers, viewer downloads, etc. So these are the basic functionalities of it. But of course, Zotero has a wide user base, and since it's an open source tool, it can install different plugins, right? So if you go here and see tools, add-ons, you can see I currently have here, these are the default. Add-ons. It's the LibreOffice integration and Word for Windows integration. You can disable them and then enable them right here on the, so as you said, tools, add-ons, right? So if we go to their webpage, okay. So the Zotero webpage. And here you have plugins. Install one of the many third-party plugins that become even more productive. We have different plugins here. Let me just click browse plugins. It's zotero.org/support/plugins. Let me just close this. We don't need this. Okay. So plugins for Zotero Active Community has developed a variety of plugins. So here you can, it's very easy to install a plugin. We're going to install one of them, just to show you how you do it. And here you have the different plugins from the item metadata import, from different attachment file management, reports, right? Tools, analysis and visualizations, and everything that you are asking for. Can it provide metrics? There are some, I think it's, no, not this one. One of them is metrics, a statistical software you can integrate with this. Here it is. Now this one enables active citations in any word processor. So you can just look through the through different plugins and see which one of these plugins is maybe something that you need in your. So you have Google Scholar citations for Zotero. Add Google Scholar citation count to items in your Zotero library. So this is the one metric that you can do. You can also add your ORCID profiles for authors to see related works and so on. I'm gonna use one. The one of the that I was mentioning earlier is a barcode scanner for iOS. I'm going to click on it. Here is a short video how it works. So you basically take a book, you just scan it with your phone, but it's an iOS system, and it adds it to your library. So this is if you have a real physical book, how do you add it to your library? This is one of the ways you can actually very quickly scan an entire library of books that you maybe have at home and add all of that information. But this one only works for iOS. I think that there's not a application for the Android. So here, this one is also very useful. Citation count manager. Citation counts from Crossref, Inspire, and Semantic Scholar. So this is also very good. One of that we were going to do is install. I'm going to show you how to install it. Zotero support Oriental languages. Yes. Okay. I'm going to first. I'm going to answer it. Right. First, let me install this plugin. I'm gonna. No, actually, no. I'm gonna explain it right away. So here, edit preferences. You have the language. So on the advanced, the general advanced, you have the language, and here you can see which languages are supported. Croatian is not supported, so you can change it to all the different and see if it's supported in your language. Also, what you can do in the side button. Oh, I've changed it to Catalan. Okay, I'm going to change it back to English. I just have to restart, so it goes back to English. Just a second. I'm not that fluent in Catalan. Here it is. Oop. Okay, so edit preferences, citing. Just move this. Style editor. It's just a second. Let me just disable hide. I'm trying to hide this panel so it doesn't get in the way. Okay. Here we are. Okay, there is an option. Just a second. I cannot find it right now, but I'm going to find it just a second. Just a second. Defaults. Bibliography. Oh, okay. When you want to create a bibliography, then you can select the language of the bibliography. So that is one thing. And here you see here Croatian. I think let's see. Yeah, Croatian is supported. So Croatian is not supported. So there are two things that you can do. Croatian is not supported as the interface language, but it is supported as a language for creating bibliography. So every and will be replaced with e, and so on. So every English connector, every English word that is so and in pages and so on will be replaced with the Croatian or with whatever you do here. So this is maybe the answer to your question. Some of them, because again it's an open source project, some of them, some of the communities have translated the whole interface, but some of them have only translated these output bibliographies. So you go, when you are creating a bibliography, when you select all the items that you want, right click, create bibliography from items, and then you can change the language of the bibliography. This is how you do it, like this, and here edit preferences. Oops. Advanced. Here you can select the language of the interface. So this is the these are the two options that you have for other languages. Yeah, we wanted to install. I'm going to get back a plugin. Okay, so one of the things that you may want to do is maybe you already have sort of folder folders that you have organized on your computer, and you want to import all of these papers from the folders. It's not possible to import folders from Zotero. As you see, you cannot import folders from Zotero, you can import book section and so on and so on. So you don't have the folders. You can the whole folder, but you have to do it one by one or drag them one by one. But there's an application that there's a plugin called Zotero Folder Import, and we're gonna install it right now. Okay, we just click on it, and we're gonna show how to install. Okay, we are waiting for the. Okay, here it is. So what you need to do is you need to download the. Here we have the latest version. You always need to download this XPI. This is the extension for different add-ons and plugins for Zotero. So we're gonna just click it and download it. So it's all the Zotero folder import. Then you have to open, edit, preferences. Oh, sorry, not preferences, but tools, add-ons, and you just drag this tools, add-ons to here, to this add-ons screen. So that's the way you install it. You just drag it here, and it's going to install. It says, do you want to install folder import from Zotero? Install now, and you have to restart. Okay, and we have restarted. And then what you get tools. Just a second. Okay, and here you get the option add files from folder. So you didn't have this option before. You had it when you installed it. So here tools, add-ons, you can see folder imports on Zotero is here. You can here disable it or remove it also. So you go here how to add. I mean, you can also, this I haven't shown it because no one's going to use it. You can add everything manually. You can add, okay, add a new book, and then you write everything about the new title, author, volume, and so on and so on. So add a new book section, document, journal. So you can do everything, of course, by hand, but that's of course not something that you want to do. So add files from a folder, and I have this one import folder from my resources. So it's the articles, and say click. You can go here and say import folder, select folder, and it said here he asked me which kind of files do you want. I want both PDFs and docs, and say okay. And now it's importing. You see, it's importing different. You see, he's importing different okay, he imported, I think, all the books. Obviously still hasn't. Okay, he says importing. Now he's trying to retrieve the metadata for everything. I don't think it's going to last so long. Like, well, maybe I could have done less. Okay, yeah. And now he's trying to yeah, some of them he cannot find references. He's trying to export and find all the metadata for all the different PDFs that I have. Maybe I have too many PDFs. Okay, we're going to wait a couple of minutes. It's processing. So let's see if you have any questions. Okay, there's no additional questions. Yeah, I'm going to just say cancel. So, and now he has imported all the books and try to get all the info for them. Now, what you can do here now, when you have all the books, but info is not really, right? There's no info, useful info that he managed to, because I cancel it. You can go here. You can say Google Scholar search. Oh, I didn't find this. Okay. Well, some of them you cannot find them. Let's say this one. Yeah, maybe I'm going to do it again. I'm going to import add files from folder, and I'm going to add articles, yes, from this folder. Okay, I'm having The problem is I'm not seeing the top of my screen because of the, and I can't. Just a second. I'm trying to import these articles, but I'm not seeing the top of my screen because of this. Okay. I'm gonna just, okay, I think this is going to work. Let's see now. Files from folders, articles. Yeah, for some reason I can't select here. I don't know if you see them. It's off my screen, so I cannot select them. But okay, so this is how it actually could work. So you can import the whole folder, then go here, right, on your articles that maybe you have imported. And this is one of the articles that are imported. Go here and try to find it in, let's say, Google Scholar. If you find it, right? If you don't, you can find it also somewhere else, right? In some other maybe this one. Let's say this one. What is this? Or maybe this one. No, I can't find it. So maybe you can find it somewhere else, and then, as I said, harvest the metadata and then merge them. So that's the general idea that you can do. Sometimes, so what he does is just say all in title and the title of your paper that you have uploaded as a PDF. So since the titles are with underscores and so on, he has problems finding them. But you can always edit this and try to like let's say like this one, right? You could say Google Scholar, and then you would find it like this. You go here, and then you open the web page. This is the web page with all the data, and then you click this, right? Digital media literacy intervention. You go back, then there are two of them. You click on both of them, right click and merge items. Okay, they're not of the same type. Okay, so it doesn't merge them, but you will merge them, and then you would get all the information and all the data from them. So this is another way you can maybe test and see how you can basically easier to streamline to import your existing folders with different papers into the program, so that the program automatically finds the related bibliographical bibliographical records and notes and everything. Let's see if we have anything else. So we have plugins. We did this. We can also see number of okay. See number of library collections. Converting. Quick copy. You can do this. Multiple profiles. Okay, I think we basically covered everything. I'm just looking at their page. If there's something more that I could show you, I could show you on their page. Okay, so you have the documentation, and then you have the quick start guide and everything with different translations of the page, and you have all these. So how to use Zotero, all of these basically things that I've shown you now, you have it here. Like a sort of a short tutorial how to do different things if you don't remember or you want to try something else, how to get your plugins. You have here, you have the knowledge base with all the different troubleshooting and all the different questions. One of them is, if you are not an administrator, so you can't install any programs, there is a standalone portable version of Zotero available, so you can portable Zotero, so you can download this and then use it as a normal program, but you don't have to install it in the documents or in the program files folder. So support is Unicode compliant, so there's no nested characters are absolutely here. So if you have any maybe questions additional, you can maybe look here and see maybe one of the questions one of the questions can help you answer all of the maybe the problems or the use case that you have. Also, there is a mobile version. There is an official iOS app, which is the official. It's currently in beta testing, so you can try it and scan book to Zotero, as I said. And there's a Bebop. Okay, I've seen it right now, which is basically add books to Zotero live by scanning barcodes with your iOS device. Again, all of these are iOS apps, and you have 3 Android apps. You have the Zoo for Zotero, which is basically open source program for viewing your libraries. I think you can't add the new books, but you can view them on your mobile phone. This is for the mobile version. And I think we're going to stop here. I mean, I have basically covered everything that I wanted to cover. We still have around half an hour. This was how it was planned for, and eventually any questions or if you want me to repeat any of the things that I've said, maybe I was too fast, maybe you want to see how you can do something like this again. So I'm going to stop now. I'm going to give word to our session host. So maybe if there are any questions or comments, I can answer them.
Thank you very much. Well, this was really interesting. I can see from the comments in chat and that a lot of information was really useful, but you mostly answered all of the questions during your presentation, right?
Yeah, there were these 4 questions. I saw that.
You showed how to change languages and how you can download more than just one at a time document from Google Scholar. I'm not sure about the last question that you answered. Is Zotero primarily collecting metadata from PDF
from Crossref or in some other way?
Or in some other way. If you're familiar.
I have this explained PDF metadata. I don't want to be wrong about it. There are these resolvers that they have. Just a second, let me get here. And you can change them. Okay. Tools, edit, preferences. There's a choose a resolver. So this one you can add your own. They are basically pulling some of the resolver things from the WorldCat and from their gateway, but they are also, let me just see if there's something on their page that says how they are. Few pages I've been. Okay, they use a variety of exceptional algorithms and known metadata from Crossref paired with DOI and ISBN lookups to build a parent item for the PDF. So this is actually what your question is about. That they are using it like this. If there's a DOI or ISBN, they are trying to do it, but again, they are using, I think, all the possible sources they can do. And you can always enter if you have something here. So enter ISBN, enter DOI or something like that, and you can add it to your library.
All right, there's one of the interesting comments is, thank you so much. I might be moving from JabRef to Zotero after this.
I mean, I think that best describes. If anyone is using and has experience with different, I have only briefly used some of the other open source things, and Zotero has always stand out as something that is pretty much the easiest and it's most streamlined, I would say.
I have just one question. From our point of view, from editors who work with already received, who are not writing the papers but have to process other authors' papers. So you mentioned that the bibliographic style can be edited outside of those that are already as templates, so you can create your own through XML, right? You have to use XML to create your own style. But,
yes, you can.
Can you make a template out of that and export it and to give it, let's say, for example, put it on your web page so the authors can download it and use it as your style for your journal when they submit their papers to?
Yeah, so here where you have this style editor, here you can do everything you want, and then you can also save as, see. So you can use some style as a starting point, right? Which one is most similar to your style that you are using, and then edit it, and then save as, and then save it as your style.
And you can share it with others.
Yes, and then you share, and then they just upload it into their system, and then they can select it from here. So they get additional styles, and they find it and upload it. So.
All right, great. Okay. Are there any more questions? I don't see any more questions, I think.
Okay.
I think
everyone
it
needs
was
a
very
break.
detailed, so I think you just have to start digging in and finding for themselves how to use it. Thank you very much. This was really, really helpful and useful. And from the comments,
thank you for having me.
Others also find it interesting. So thank you for accepting to do this with us. And hopefully,
thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Thank you. This block of workshops is now finished. I think you have quite a lot of interesting information through this morning and afternoon for these first 3 workshops. We will take a short break now for our next workshop, which will begin at 3. So short break for all of you to freshen up, have a snack or something, and just relax a bit before joining us again at 3 o'clock. So bye-bye for now. Thank you for watching and listening. Bye.